Hi, and welcome to Janie's Journals. Today I'm really excited because I finally get to start working on the cover of my fairy journal. What I have is this, it's a pretty flimsy piece of chipboard. So I'm going to probably use 2 layers of this because I want my cover not really hard, but I don't want it as soft as a fabric cover. So that is what I am going to start on now, and I will let you just come along with me. Here's what I have so far. I used a piece of chipboard and I doubled it, and I used this Yes paste in between the 2 sections of chipboard, and then I cut out a front cover, a back cover, and then a spine. I left the edges kind of oddly shaped because the shape of the pages in my book are absolutely not straight. So I wanted the cover to kind of mimic the pages. And I used this, this is some Johnson & Johnson medical tape, and it's a real, it's almost feels silky, the material of it. And that's what I used to put my covers together. I left about maybe 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little bit more, of a gap between the spine and the front and the back covers. And then I used just the art glitter glue and went down both sides of this where the tape goes, and I doubled it up so it's like that. And now the next step that I'm going to take is to paint it, and I've got several different colors of paint. I'm just going to kind of experiment with them and see what I like. I've also got this pretty green gilding polish. It's called Fern Gilding Polish, and it's a metallic. All right, I have got it painted, and I went ahead. So, okay, in my very first video, I showed you where I was coloring this gauze. It's just cheesecloth, and I just used a bunch of different colors of green to make it this color. That is what one of the materials I was going to use on the cover. So this is what I have right now after painting it, and I'm really happy with how that's turned out. I went ahead and on the inside cover I did do the gauze, and I like that very much. I think it turned out really nice. And I left the edges kind of rough. I don't know if I'm going to keep them that way or if I'm going to trim them smoother. I don't know yet. I'm just going to kind of see how things go with the rest of it. So this is the plan for the outside cover. I have got, and also in one of the first videos I showed you, it's been quite a while back actually, I had showed you how I did this tree bark paper, how I crumbled it this way and twisted it and got the texture that I wanted and the color that I wanted to match. Here, I'll show you. This is the tree bark that I was trying to match, and I think it turned out really good. I'm very much happy with how that looks. So this is going to be the background for my door. And you saw where I made my fairy door. So I'm going to figure out how I'm going to do this exactly. And then give me just a few minutes. Well, it'll only be a few seconds for you, but I'm going to take a few minutes, have a think, and decide how I'm going to work on this. All right, and this is what I come up with. I have now this, like this rough edge over here, this happened just when I was doing all of the techniques on the paper itself. And I decided I kind of like that because it looks a little bit like peeled bark. I went ahead, I've made a little hole here, and I'm going to have, I don't know, a bird or some kind of critter coming out of this hole. I did a little more of the tearing on this side, and that will be the background for my door. And it's gonna work out really good, I think. I love the way that all the colors are going together. So my next step is gonna be, what will it be? I think I'm going to use other colors of paints to paint under here in the areas that are going to show, like in there and on this side and right here and maybe a little bit down here. So I'm going to give it a little more depth, I guess, with different colors of paint, and then we'll see how that goes. All right, I think I like what I have here. It's hard to see, I know, but I've just got it kind of darker in areas. So that looks like it's darker here, so it looks like it actually is the inside of the tree that you're seeing. Now I'm going to work on these edges and put some of the same kind of coloring on those. And I am happy with that. I think it all blends in pretty well, but it's still, you can tell that it's a rougher edge where the bark is peeled back, basically, is what I wanted to do. Let's get a little bit more paint on this one. Okay. Okay, I kind of splattered my paint water. The next thing I'm going to do is add some more of this gauze, the cheesecloth that I colored, to this side of the book, and I want it to bump right up to this edge so that whenever I lay down my tree bark, this will still be underneath it, and it will kind of continue on to the left-hand side of the cover. So I will let you watch me do that, and then I will be back with the next step. Too late, I realized I forgot to hit record when I was putting this cheesecloth on. But I mean, it's just the cheesecloth with Mod Podge. I think most everybody has done that. I'm leaving this for now, just to wait and see how much of that I want to leave actually hanging off of there. I have attached the tree bark paper to the front, and I like the way that that has turned out. So that's where I'm at so far. And the next step that I'm going to do is put my little fairies down and then attach this. No, I'm going to put the fairies down, then I'm going to attach the door to this. Then I'll attach this to my book cover. Now I have attached the door to my frame. I wasn't going to use this U that I had gotten from Hobby Lobby, but then I decided that it does add some dimension to it. So I used it, and I've attached my door, and there that is. I put these riveted looking pieces of paper on here, and I hot glued it. I've got to go in and clean that up. Get rid of all those hot glue pieces. But that's the inside of the door, and that's how that works. And now I am going to put the frame, the door frame, on here. And I'm also going to use hot glue for that as well. So it's just a matter of putting the hot glue across here. And then putting it down, making sure that this is lined up well. My tabletop is popping as I press down on here. Okay, so I think that's going to hold it. And now I'm going to put my little fairies on the windowsill like this. And then I found this bird. I'm not even sure, whoops, what kind of bird he is. But I think he is going to look good looking out of our knothole. I think he's going to look good there. So I'm going to do those two things. And then I am going to next work on, after I glue those down, I'm going to work on putting some moss and some leaves and some things like that on the frame of the door so that it does look like it's actually been out in the woods for a while. So those are the things I'm going to do now. Alright, I am going to ink around the edges of the bird just so it doesn't look like it's been cut from a magazine. Okay. And I don't know what I did. I had a different lid on my art glitter glue. And the other day, I just lost it. I have no idea where it went. Okay, that is going to be a little tricky. No, he's going to stick. He's good. He's going to stay there. All right. Sorry, my arm's right in the way. I don't have a good setup yet with my camera, but I'm working on it. And that door, I was meaning to try and glue it in so that the door would completely open, but I just didn't have enough of that, the black strappy piece. It wasn't long enough. All right. Get our little fairies in here. Oh, that's going to be annoying. Gotta get them just about right there. So cute. Okay. And then I have their names. They are the Sweet Pea Fairies. So I am going to go ahead and put that in there. And I've got the poem for the Sweet Pea Fairies as well that I'm probably going to put on the inside cover of the book. Maybe. I haven't completely decided that yet. Okay. So there is all of that. That is looking good. And now I'll start working on the moss. I'll show you a few of the things that I have to work with here. I went out and just picked up some sticks in my yard. And I have these, calls it, there's natural picks. I got these at Hobby Lobby. So I don't know what kind of plant that is. I have some of my vines. And then I have this bowl that is just different kinds of moss that I got also from Hobby Lobby. See, there's all different colors in there. It was a whole package of them. So that's what I'm going to be working with. As I'm working with the moss, I want to push it into some of the cracks and the crevices. You can see, I don't know how well you can see here, but you can see some of the hot glue that I used to put these sticks together. So my idea, whoa, that is a lot of glue coming out there. My idea is to cover some of that with the moss. And I want to pull enough off and tuck it in there and kind of push it between the little twigs that I made the door facing with, so that it does look like it's growing out of the cracks. Okay, for now, I think that will work. I think it looks pretty good. I don't want to do too much right now until I know for sure if I'm going to do anything else on the front. But I'm pretty happy with this. I think it's turned out really cute. I'm wondering if I'm going to need a latch on the door to keep it from flopping open. I don't know. We'll see. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.